Tonight on the MTN News, big bucks for a big job.
I know people, sometimes they get, they see those numbers and they really think it's big bucks, but we also have big responsibilities.
Numbers released on School District 2 Superintendent's new salary. He tells us why he feels it's justified.
Plus, a wildfire causing concerns near Yellowstone National Park. We'll give you the latest details from the Clearwater blaze as well as others in the area.
And it's spa day for Zimmerman Trail, but some residents wonder why.
It never gets close enough to us. It would never get down here.
Are these homeowners right to not worry about falling rocks?
The 5:30 news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 5:30 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Andrea, Lutz.
And I'm Conlon. Come September, new School District 2 teachers will officially be the highest paid AA teachers in the state. And returning teachers will see a 6% increase in their paychecks as well.
So School District 2 Superintendent Erwin Garcia bringing his yearly salary up to $217,000. That salary, though, a sticker shock for some. Tonight, our Alina Howder puts it into perspective after talking to Garcia about the district's new pay structure.
That pay raise for Erwin Garcia coincides with a big raise for teachers in Billings Public Schools. Teacher salaries are getting about a 6% increase on average.
It's no secret that teachers in Montana are underpaid.
Montana is ranked 51 in beginning teacher pay and is ranked 40 in the nation for average teacher pay. We shouldn't be proud of that.
And that's having an impact inside the classroom.
In the past, we had a position and we had 20, 30, 40, 50 people applying for one position. Nowadays, you have one position. Sometimes you don't have any applicants.
This spring, the Billings Education Association negotiated a new contract for teachers, a deal that both the union and Garcia call a win-win.
If we don't increase teacher salaries, we'll not remain competitive. It's going to be very difficult to attract teachers in.
If you look at the new matrix that we designed, the purpose was to bring new teachers up to about 12%.
That deal is already paying dividends.
We had about 70 vacancies when I took the position a year ago. Today, I'm really excited to announce that we only have about 8 teacher vacancies.
And Superintendent Garcia is benefiting as well. A pay raise for teachers also means a pay raise for the School District 2 superintendent.
We maintain the original language of the contract, which was my salary is proportional to the salary that teachers receive.
Garcia is set to receive a $12,000 raise, boosting his salary from $205,000 a year to $217,000. Garcia's salary was already highest in the state for school administrators even before the raise. The next closest salary is in Missoula, where Superintendent Micah Hill is paid $190,000 a year, $27,000 less than Garcia. Salaries in Montana's other AA districts, Bozeman, Butte, Kalispell, and Great Falls, range anywhere from $185,000 down to $175,000. By comparison, Elsie Arnson, the superintendent of public instruction, makes a base salary of $117,000 per year.
I think it's very difficult to compare apples to apples in these situations.
Lance Edward, the president of the Billings Education Association, says while $217,000 may seem like a lot, it's not surprising.
This is the largest district. I don't think that would be unexpected.
Rather, he's focused on the positive. Higher salaries means higher teacher retention, a solution long needed here in Billings and across the state. In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
To fire coverage now, the Clearwater fire west of Cody, Wyoming erupted overnight. It's now estimated at 1,000 acres in size, briefly even closing the east entrance to Yellowstone National Park. These are pictures from the Park County Sheriff's Office. The fire burning just south of Highway 14. The road between Cody and the park closed for a couple of hours Monday night, but it was reopened around midnight. The fire is mostly between the Elk Fork and June Creek drainages about 11 miles west of the small town of Wapiti. Officials say the terrain is steep and difficult to get fire crews into, so progress is slow. No structures have been lost, but several campgrounds and cabins are evacuated and closed. Over 100 firefighters are currently battling this one.
Firefighters also making progress on the Diamond Fire burning in Sweetgrass County. The fire, which can be seen from Interstate 90, is now 40% contained. Hand and engine crews are working to strengthen the perimeter, clearing vegetation and creating stronger fuel breaks. The 650-acre fire was caused by lightning. There have been 3 separate fires in close proximity to that area during the month of July.
Cooler and wet weather is helping firefighters battle a fire near Lincoln that is threatening homes tonight. The Black Mountain fire is estimated at 65 acres. It is 0% contained. To keep the fire in check, last night firefighters used 3 air tankers and 2 helicopters, but officials say as of this afternoon, ground crews haven't found an access point. The fire is all within Forest Service land, and the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office says it's roughly 3 miles from private property. The Pine Grove campground was evacuated along with 66 homes. Let's go to Jason Stiff in the Q2 Weather Center to see if better weather is heading this way.
A cooler and wetter weather would definitely be better for our part of the world, and we do have some rain showers and unfortunately some thunderstorms too, but some gusty wind and definitely a cool down. And the Billings area has the most active weather of anybody right now, with a couple thunderstorms, one northwest of town, one just south of town, some light rain showers, some blustery weather too, a lot of gusts between 20 and 35 miles an hour, but not a lot of rain to show for it. We have a couple drops on our Sutton Bank camera. As you can see, we had a high of 87 before that shower and thunderstorm activity really got going around the Magic City. A fairly seasonable day. However, it is not going to stay there. We have more changes coming to our weather. I have a complete 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
If Zimmerman Trail is a main part of your commute, today's closure likely a little bit annoying, but it is for an important cause.
That's right. Our Matt Carmack takes a look inside the Famous Road's annual spa day and why the inconvenience is pretty necessary.
It is a noisy background behind me, and that's because one of the most vital streets in Billings, the Zimmerman Trail, was closed for about 9 hours Tuesday due to annual maintenance.
About 13,000 cars drive this road a day, the very road that connects the rims to the west side of Billings. And with the collection of fallen boulders, spring storms, and heavy traffic, the Zimmerman Trail is one of the most dangerous roads in the city.
So every year we try to shut Zimmerman Trail down once. Well, we come through and we'll paint the lines, we sweep it, we inspect the road, see if there's any cracks.
By the end of the summer, the city's Department of Public Works aims to maintain the trail after those hefty spring storms. The manager of the Street Traffic Division, Derek Miller, oversees this maintenance and says it's necessary work.
This road's really hard to do any maintenance on unless we shut it down to keep our employees safe and also the public.
Throughout this construction, Public Works cleans out these storm runoff channels, repairs any road cracks, cleans debris from the road, and collects about 4 yards of fallen rock. The rock finds itself in the gutter on this side of the trail.
Well, I don't have any problem living here. I love it.
Dave and Cindy Davidson have lived below Zimmerman Trail for about 20 years and say they don't worry about rocks falling from the rims, although it has happened to others below the rims.
It never gets close enough to us. It would never get down here.
And although the city suggests they do everything they can to prevent fallen boulders, there's no way to be completely sure those rocks are secure.
Typically the rocks are pretty stable up in there. If we know there's unstable rocks, we'll take care of that other ways. But I'd never have the crew working up there underneath unstable rocks.
Miller says the city hires professionals after big storms or significant events to check the rims for loose rocks. As for the Davidson family, they aren't letting the fear of loose rocks change their dream home spot.
Oh, we love it. When they had the rocks, when they redid Zimmerman Trail, they had the trail closed for like 6 months. It was awesome.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
The U.S. Senate took social media platforms to task Tuesday, voting in favor of bipartisan legislation. The mission of the bill to protect children and teens online.
The ayes are 91, the nays are 3, and the motion is agreed to.
Senators overwhelmingly supported the bill, originally co-sponsored by Montana Senator Steve Daines. They're calling this first major tech reform legislation in decades a new era of accountability. Parents of children who died by suicide or have otherwise been harmed online have been advocating for change for years.
Young people will take back control over their online lives. Parents will have tools to safeguard those young people. They will be able to disconnect from the addictive features and opt out of those black box algorithms that drive at them relentlessly.
And it requires these platforms to go through an audit every single year to make certain that they are complying with the law.
The bill now goes to the House, where members return to work in Washington in September. Speaker Mike Johnson says he's committed to working to find consensus.
This week, a federal judge in Missoula will hear arguments on whether the federal government has done enough environmental analysis on its practice of killing or removing grizzly bears in Montana. The hearing is set for Friday morning at the federal court. Environmental organizations, including Wild Earth Guardians, sued 2 federal agencies last year. They say a federal program to remove bears after conflicts with people or livestock have had a significant effect on grizzly bear populations. And they say there should have been a more robust environmental impact statement before authorizing it. The federal defendants say the program is not likely to have a significant effect on grizzlies' recovery, and blocking it would only lead to more issues with managing conflicts. Still to come on the MTN 530 News, a crucial healthcare lifeline in Carbon County now faces an uncertain future. More on the potential closure of a clinic that's been in service for almost 20 years.
Plus, 2 Montanans are officially Olympic medal winners. Details on the way from an exciting day in Paris.